Yo, what's up, guys? Okay, so I thought I'd do something a little different today. Um, a lot of producers want to like find something to sell, or like if you're trying to sell beats, and like listen to me like right now. Like I am still in the beginning stages of all of this. I'm just giving some advice on what I'm learning right now. Like if you want to set up like a drum kit, and it's so weird doing it. It's like so weird doing it at first. Like actually like going into your FL Studio, not making a beat and making a drum kit instead. So I thought we'd do that together today, like instead of like making a beat. So that way you can like just do it together. We can do it together, and it's not so weird feeling. Cause like that first time like doing something different is like so uncomfortable, and you're like, yeah, like it would be so cool to have like 20 drum packs that I can just sell for like whatever, and give away whatever you want to do with them. But it's always weird just like creating them at first, like I swear. And so I want to make like a sample kit, and I'm just gonna go into like I have a bunch of free sound packs downloaded already in here, and I'm just gonna go through and pick out some of the best sounds, like maybe mess around with them and change them a little bit. Now I think like the biggest thing with producers is that like they always freak out, like, or even me, I'm explaining in general really. Like I freak out, like I don't want to use someone else's samples. Like I don't want to like copyright. Am I using someone else's? Is this and that? But I promise you right now, when it comes to like drum packs and sampling and stuff like that with the one shots, I mean they're like literally like not even a second long. Some of these sounds. I mean, some of them might be real specific, and you might be like, hey, I think you got that from so and so. But I mean the chances of that are so small. And like if you're giving away your drum packs or selling them for really cheap, then the appreciation of like the packaging will just be nice. When you have like if it's a really good quality drum kit, like you have a bunch of good sounds together in it, then no one's gonna like complain. Everyone's gonna really appreciate it because it's gonna be nice put together. It's gonna have nice sounds in it, and they won't have to go looking for all these sounds. And if you do a good job on it, then it'll just be love actually. So I just wanted to go over it, and like I'm not gonna make a full drum kit in this video, but I'm just gonna like get it started now. Let me actually minimize this and pull up my drum kit. So I made a folder. I just made I have a shop on my website, but if we actually like, okay, so I have a drum kit pack, like it's just for organization, but like I named this folder right here. So I took a blank folder, so we can just do that right now. Let me delete this. I'm gonna delete this folder. It has nothing in it. The sample pack. So if I hit new folder. Now this is the beginning. This is literally the beginning of your new drum kit. So we're gonna call it the sample pack. And it's gonna be a free pack anyways. I'm gonna add to it and put it online. But wrong one. So if we go into this, it's blank. Okay. And now what we can do is, what I like to do is, if you don't know what to add, like if you're like, okay, I got my blank folder, now what's next? Okay, let me pull this up. Now you can look through a pack maybe to help you out. Like that's what I did, honestly. Because I wanted to know exactly what I was adding, like cymbals, hats, kicks. You just can't really recall everything. Well, I mean, I just couldn't for some reason, and so I wanted to get those right. Cymbals, hats, kicks, percussion, sound effects, snares, toms, Foley. Those are all different like categories, and sounds. So rim shots. So whatever you want to add. So then, if you want to add something like that, then you would just go to new, and then new folder, and then maybe 808s, and then so on, and you just keep adding them. Now, for the sake of time, that's exactly what you do though. You just do that, but since I actually have this drum pack right here that is also blank, but it has the folders. So I'm just going to copy these blank folders. So you see exactly what we're doing. Like there's snares, percussion, open hats, kicks, hi-hats, effects, crashes, claps, and 808s. So if you go back into your folder right here, so this is like basically your blank. And you guys would, if you didn't have like drum pack before that was blank like I did for some random reason, then you would just do it one by one, and it would take a little bit, but you know, it still works. So I'm just gonna paste those in there, and these are all blank. So now we can get to actually doing what we want with them. So let's just leave that there for a second. So once you got that done, you can start picking sounds, or you can sample sounds. Like if you wanted to sample a sound, let's I don't know if I have like a little thing. I can pull up a little MP3 and we could sample it. But if you go to any pack, like I have a bunch of free packs like this ultimate boom bat drum kit, whatever, and we can pick some sounds from here that I like. I'm only gonna pick sounds that I personally like. I'm gonna pick this one. I might clean it up though, so I'm gonna leave that in there. So let's just pick a few. We gotta clap. So I got that drum. I got this snare. There's a snare from Splice, and I want to give it away for free because I feel like it's so good. And I already bought it, so I feel like that doesn't matter. Like I can just do that probably. So I'm gonna do that. So let's pick that one. Okay, that's enough for claps. Okay, so you know, I'm just gonna do this real quick. You know, you could go through and do a bunch of sounds if you wanted to. Like, if you wanted to like pick some bass or whatever, or 808, you could actually make an 808. We'll do that in a second. We can make an 808 instead of, you know, stealing one. So you can pick a couple kicks and then clean them up. It's actually easy to, you know, clean up a kick or change it. Let's pick this one. And you can just go into the piano roll and you know, change it up a little bit, or you can add effect or whatever you want. So did we add that in there? I think we added that in there. Okay, let's add one more. So I'm just going through a free pack, but I'm gonna clean them up, try to make them sound as best I can, and you know, I'm picking the ones that I really like. And I think this is a good way to build your first drum kit, like to get the hang of it. You know, don't get that feeling like you're stealing, you know, because you're gonna, if you change them up, it's definitely okay, and you're also organizing the best sounds, in your opinion. So as long as you're not like just straight up stealing, I don't know, I guess it's really a fine line. I guess I can't really, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know what to tell you. But like that hi-hat, we could change it up a little bit. We'll see what we want to do. Let's go into, you know, I'm just looking around, so I'm just gonna pick a couple sounds really, I guess. I mean, you get the idea. I'm gonna grab this one. I mean, everything's subjective. Like, anyone could like any of these snares. Like, they're just like, I don't know. I'm just picking out the ones that I kind of like, I guess. I don't know. I'm just kind of going through. But, like, you might have already stumbled upon the one you like. Just gonna add those in. Okay, so let's, like, kind of change them up a little bit. Like, if we go into, if we route them, you know, into our mixer. Channel routing. Route selected channels. Or you could just do it one by one if you use that. Either way, it's not a big deal. And then, you know, we can start messing around. And I like the EQ. Let's do one by one. So I'm just pressing C5, middle C. Excuse me. Okay. So I want to go to an EQ, I think. I'm gonna open one more. Let's see if we can transient process it. I don't know. Let's see. Sounds a little better. Okay. So let's move on to our clap. Let's see. I'm just gonna leave it in like that. So I want to go into the piano roll and change this. Let's see how we can do this. Let me think. How can we do that? I'm trying to think. We can pitch it down. I don't know if I want to do that exactly. I guess that's fine. I mean, there's no science to it. I mean, whatever achieves the sound in my mind, I think that's okay. We can clean it up a little bit. You know, this Metro Boomin kit was actually free too, guys. So, I mean, I downloaded so many free kits one day because I wanted to get new sounds and more inspiration, and I just wasn't, like, my drums were getting so boring. Okay, I'm not trying to make a beat here, but let's just clean up the sounds while they're playing. I'm just adding EQs pretty much everywhere. So I'm just making that really smack. Let's turn that up. In pitch. Now let's turn it down. So we didn't even do anything too crazy, honestly, on the plugins. Okay, so you get the idea. Now we can save these one by one by clicking this. Not open sound, sorry. My bad. We can actually use Edison. Well, there's a few ways to do it. I don't want to like throw myself off, honestly. Let's see. Okay, so we're just gonna have to record it in Edison. That's a good way to do it. So if we go right here and open Edison. So let's just record this pattern. Okay, so I'm gonna open Edison and record it. And I'm gonna play. Whoops. Let's put on input. Okay, so that's our sound. So if we zoom in, now there's probably a better way to do it, I'm sure, if you comment. But I'm sure you can just save it really quick. But this is a good way to do it. And it's pretty foolproof. So I feel like it's a good way to do it. So we got our sound. And we might have cut it off. I might have cut it off a little bit too short. Let me take that back. Control Alt Z to do that. Whoops. So we cut it off, but it sounds a little better. You know what? Actually, I think we should grab the dough a little more. Let's give it a little room. Okay. So that's it looped. Okay, so now let's save it. So we're just going to hit this right here. And we got it as a WAV file. So we're going to save it as whatever you want. Clap 1. And I'm going to go back into my desktop and just find where you have your, you know, beat kits at or whatever, your drum kits. And here's ours that we're using. And then we're going to use this in the claps. Okay, so we're just going to save it right here. So we got clap 1. So that is literally the first one. So we can open another Edison on the second one. And like, it's a lengthy process. I get it. But, I mean, I'm sure there's a better way to do it. Maybe I'm not doing it the fastest way. I'm not sure. But this is a good way to get that detailed how you want it. You know, drum kit. Like, you can literally sit here, mess around with all the sounds on it. Let's play this one now. Oh, we don't need that one. So let's add a Edison. On input. So that's all we really need. Okay, let's just do this really quick. Let's delete that. delete that. Okay, that's our sound. It doesn't sound bad at all. It sounds good. And I tuned it down. I did a couple other things. And if someone comes sues me because I use their kick, I don't think the trial or the lawsuit will be too too damaging. Anyways, okay, let's save this. I'm gonna save this as kick 1. And you can name it however you want. You can name it kick long bass, kick whatever you want, or you know what I mean. So you don't have to name it kick 1. I'm just doing that for myself, whatever. So I'm just gonna go back into my shop folder, drum packs, and if you don't feel like doing that, you could probably set up your save as to get to how you want it. But I mean, it's not a big deal to keep clicking back. I mean, it's just guys, it's just how it is. But anyways, I'm gonna save this right here. Now let's just get all these in, if you don't mind watching. Okay, so let's just do this one really quick. We'll do Edison. Same thing, guys. So I mean, this is literally how all of them are gonna be. I don't know why I did all that struggle, but whatever. Let's just play that. I mean, we don't even need. You don't want to have. Okay, so with the hi-hat, you still want to have one hit. You don't want to have so many hits, because the person that's wanting to use it is not going to want to use that weird hit that you're doing. So let's add that. Save that. Hi-hat 1. Now, I'm gonna have this drum pack, specifically the one we're building right now in this video, for sale. I'm gonna link it in the description when I'm done building it. And it's gonna have the full, all this stuff. And we're gonna make, if you stay and watch this video, we're gonna make 808s real quick, to show you how that works. It's like just a simple way. We're gonna make it with GMS, or like one of those plugins, different plugins. I think it's GMS. I haven't used it in so long. Okay, so this is a hi-hat. Save that. Okay. Now, let me just save my snare. Let me make sure we're on the one that we used. Last one. This is the last one right here, guys. So let me hit this. So there we go. We only need one. So we only need one hit. So honestly, I think we need to transient process that before anything happens. I don't like the sound of it. Let me see. Definitely needs that transient processing. Okay, so let's re-record that in Edison. Okay, so it's just being a little weird, but we got it. Okay, so let's delete that. I don't know what it's doing. Okay, so let's delete that. Sorry. I don't know why it's not deleting. Very weird. I don't want that in. What are you doing, Edison? Okay, hold on. Hold on, guys. Okay, so that was weird. Anyways, that's better. So let's save that. Cut that off a little bit more. Sweet. That sounds pretty good. So that's our snare. One. So excuse me, guys. I'm gonna build this up to have like so many, and I want to show you one more thing. Okay, please stay tuned for this video. Please skip through. I'm gonna have what do you call them, like tile or like time markers, because I want to show you Shopify too, and how you can set up your drum packs on top of Shopify really quick. So let's save this real quick. So we got snare 1. So let's go to our shop. Sorry for the the drag, guys. Sorry that it's but anyways, this is what it takes to build things. It really takes time. So I'm not trying to speed up the process and like glorify it. This does take time. And we only did 6 sounds, and a good drum kit has at least 50 to 100 sounds. That's a basic one. And like a good fat one has 300 sounds in it. So I mean, and we only have like 80 channels or whatever, or 100 or whatever. I mean, that's not the point, but like it's just, I'm just saying, it's a lot of work, especially when you get clean, good sounds that people want to use. So I feel like those were pretty good sounds. Let's show you. I want to make an 808. Let's open up GMS. You know what? Actually, let's open up 3X OSC. It's a good plugin. If you it's a pretty good plugin for EDM. I don't know about rap, but I mean, you can do stuff with it for sure. Excuse me, I keep coughing. I don't know why. So I haven't used this in a long time. I think we can turn these off like that. Let's listen to what we're hearing. So these are waves. This is a sine wave. This is a square wave, and so on. A triangle wave, I think. I know them. I just don't know the names. I have them written down in my notes somewhere. So if we actually drop this down, if we go into piano roll, we can get like a little tune, and I'll show you how to like fine tune it. Now don't worry about how low we're going on the keyboard, because you can only go so low, and then it doesn't sound so great. But now if you want to like change up your sound, you can always change to like a square. So it'll be really rough, and you can fine tune it, or like you could always EQ this. So if you're EDM producer or something, that's a square wave, so it gives you that really square, like buzzy feel. Then we got like this I don't even know what this shape's called. I forget. I can't lie to you guys. I think this is a triangle wave. Gives us like that buzzing, and if we another cool thing is I think we can I don't know if we can automate the I think we can do that in FL Studio like this, like the portamento slide, so we could slide to the note instead. It needs to be there's definitely a way to do it. I just don't know exactly, guys. But let's just get back to making the 808. Because once we make it, we can actually slide it from the sample. So let's not worry about that right now. So those are just different types. This is white noise, so you don't want that. But white noise is really cool for like texture. So all these shapes give you like a different feel, and you can always like change them up in with your EQ and so on. So let's pick one that's like rough and change up, because a snare wave that's just too basic for me. Let's actually, yeah, let's actually, no, let's actually do something like this, yeah, because I'll just build something later that's pretty basic. But right now, let's just do this for the video. So I just want to demonstrate that we can take this and let's, shorten it, and let's record this in Edison. Excuse me, I don't know why I'm coughing so much. Because no, I'm just kidding. Okay, so let's route this real quick. Okay, so I want to open up Edison. I'm going to record it again, and it's just an easy way to manage the sample after. You know what I mean? Like it's in wave form after that, and you don't have to mess around with the plugin. You can just get the sound from it. So let's hit on input. Let's make sure our sound is on. Now I don't know if that's gonna be a long enough sample. It was pretty short what we recorded, but I don't think it really matters. It has like a weird bump in it. Let me re-record that because it was just a little too short. So there's many ways to make what do you call it? I should have just clicked on that, my bad. Many ways to make a 808s. And I want to turn off the snare in here. So let's go back to Edison. Delete all this. And then let's hit on input. And record it. So it should have recorded. It was just being glitchy like it is. It's weird. Now I don't think we need this much in here. So we can let's send this to the playlist. And I'm gonna route that to 8. And now we have like a clip. And we can just mess around with it. So that buzzing that is like white noise is coming from my like air conditioner. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but if you can, that's what it's from. And now what I'm gonna do is out of let's see what we want to do here. We can export that as a wave, but I don't think it's ready yet. I think it needs to have a more of an attack. I want to go to the sound in here. Let's go to our wrench tool. Now, what I want to do. See if we can go to our wrench tool in here. Okay. That's what I should have done at first instead of throwing out the sound like this. Let's delete that. We don't even need that. My bad, guys. Let's stay in 3. We're back in 3x. My bad. I just confused myself. So what we want to do is play our sound. And now that we have our envelope on, we can actually make the attack harder. And we can make it go down. Like an 808, we can make it go boom. So that's what our goal is to do with the envelope right here. Okay, so let's add that in. Actually, you know what? I want to go to the piano roll, and I want to drop that down. Let's change that to a half beat. So I want to actually there's a million ways you can make this better. The sound, we can actually let's EQ it. God, that bitch bombing. Might be a little too much. I want to keep that texture in. But the sub bass too, I want all of it in. So that's just a little mess around, you know, with our, let's save that. I think we're gonna have to actually record that again. Because it has new texture on it, you know, we changed it up. So let's double hit delete on your keyboard to get that off of there. Double hit delete on your keyboard to delete that sound. Let's hit record and let's press play. So it's recording, but it's not showing it. It's weird. Just how it works. Actually, you know what? We don't want that right there. We want it to be let's hit delete again. We want it to be a single note, so we might have to refill this. Actually, I'm gonna shorten that. So we got a little half note playing. Let's go back to our Edison. Let's get that recording going. All right, let's delete that right there. Now we don't need all that, I don't think. So I think that's a pretty good size. Let's save that as 808. Now we can actually, I think we should compress that a little before anything. So we're gonna have to re-record that again. Just because I think it needs a little bit of help. Now the person can always the person on the other end can always take it and make it a little better. Now another thing we could do is we could layer a kick over this. Now I think we should layer a kick over this. Let's make a new pattern. Excuse me. Let's make a new pattern and layer a kick over this. That way it has a better hit, you know, a better attack. Let's go to a random kit, you know. Just add that in. Right click, open a new channel. So let's actually work on our kick first. If we want to layer that, we you know, can't get ahead of ourselves. We need to actually, you know, take this out first. So let's take that in Edison. Let's see what this sounds like. So let's just save that. Or, you know, let's just send it to the mixer, I think, is what we want to do. And then we can play it in here. So now that we have those, it hits a little harder. We can turn up our kick more, or give it a harder punch. So let's take that kick. Let's throw it on 7. And actually, let's throw it on 8 because we don't want it to have the same EQ settings as anything else. So I guess we're gonna use 9, not 8, because we have something on 8. So those pops are coming from my buffer. Let me turn that up. I don't know if you guys can hear them, but if you can, I just don't want you guys to hear them. So okay, so now I think we can route Edison. I think if we open a bus, I think if we can, if we take a bus, this might be like the harder way to do this, but I think if we rename this to bus, Edison bus, so we can get both of those samples in the same, you know, on the same track, so we can record them. But I don't want them to have the same EQ settings, so I want to throw them on a bus. I'm gonna route to this track only, and then I'm gonna play them through here. So we want to turn these on, but we want to record this bus. So let's hit Edison. Now let's go now, or on input, whatever, doesn't matter. And let's press record. Now we're getting both of those sounds in there, and that just gives for a juicier 808. And maybe I'm not doing it the best. You know, maybe this isn't like the hardest 808 you've ever heard, but that's how you can get different 808s, you know, different layers, and make them and do your own thing. So it's really important, and it almost sounds kind of like a kick now, but you could always beef it up later on. So let's save that as an 808. 808.1. So let's go to desktop or shop and drum packs, and then let's go to 808s, and there we go. So that's done. Now let's pretend you wanted to use that drum pack that we just had. Let's go to right here. Let's go to our audio settings. Let's go to file. So if you go to file, go all the way down until you have your last folder, and click a blank one, and open up your shop or whatever, your folder, and then pick the one that you want. And then in this case, it's gonna be this one. So I'm just gonna click it and hit OK, because I want the whole pack. So I'm gonna make sure I click the name. Don't worry about all the folders underneath. Just click the name. That way you have all those in there. So here it is right here. And then let's open our 808. And it's a little quiet. So you see that we might need to fix that. So we could always compress. We could figure it out. Same thing with that. We'll have to do something with that. And most likely that. And, you know, it's just a matter of doing and going with it. Now, if you go back and, you know, don't get freaked out or anything, you know, you can always add a compressor, and I just wasn't thinking, I guess. And you can really pull up the gain on these. So if we hit those we didn't even check our snare. So it could use it, and if we up the gain and then save it again, so don't be afraid of having it to be too loud. So let's go back to Edison. So it's just a matter of time, guys. And it's not a big deal if you mess up. It really is not, because trust me, the best people that have ever made the best drum kits messed up on this stuff. And this is a very, very simple fix. So if we just save this again, and I'm going to save this over that. So I'm going to hit save. Hit yes. And I think if we just, I think we're going to have to reroute that folder in, because it's, or refresh it. Because it's just gonna, it needs to, you know, we just change that sound. So let's go back to there. And I don't know if I did that right exactly, but let's go to, where is it? Here it is. You know what? I'm going to actually save that separately. Let's go to snare space 1 and not rewrite it. Oh, you know what? I don't think that's the right sound. Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so I'm going to save that, and then let's go back to file. Let's I think we can just delete this if we hit delete. Yeah, okay, so let's redo that. So there's no shame in messing up, guys. So you get the idea. I don't know why they're so I'm not sure why it's so low. But that's an easy fix, and we can always figure it out in the next video. So, thank you for watching, guys. This is literally how you make drum kits. I'm going to have another video on how to make a beat on Shopify. I think Shopify is awesome. But if we did use our sample, we could always, you know, pitch it up. So let's use it instead of this one. Pattern 3. Let's go to pattern 1 and delete this snare. I'm sure there's a better way. So thank you for watching, guys. This is how you make a drum kit, pretty much. I'm gonna make this one and finish it, and you know, just take it from there, guys. So thank you for watching. I'm gonna do the beat drum kit in the next video, like how you make or not sorry, the shop, how you make a shop, because I just feel like this video is dragging on a little. So in the next video we'll do that. So thank you for watching. Peace.